My name is Gurth. I'm Canada's cheese guru. I've written 2 books all about Canadian cheese, and I'm also chairman of the Ontario Cheese Society. And Karen Devil-Potters, who is, well, what's your official title, Karen?
I am the gastronomic developer for economic development.
Gastronomic developer for Prince Edward County. And with herself and 3 other, now who here's ever been to Prince Edward County? Raise your hand. Yay! You haven't been to Prince Edward County? Do you know where Prince Edward County is? Know where Belleville is? Just on the other side of the Bay of Quinte is Prince Edward County. A lot of people don't know about it because the 401 does not go through it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so, Prince Edward County, Hastings County, Frontenac County, and what's the 4th?
Lennox-Addington.
Lennox-Addington County. Their regional economic development officers decided, let's put our efforts together to promote cheese from our 4 counties, as well as to interest companies to establish themselves in our 4 counties. Now, I think the idea might have percolated because I remember participating at one of their economic development officers conference with the Ontario Cheese Society, providing some delicious cheese from Ontario, and some of these development officers said, oh, wouldn't it be great to try and get a cheese company to establish themselves in our county? I said, well, probably you had one, and unfortunately they decided to close down. But these 4 regional economic development officers said, okay, let's work together and really promote our cheesemakers. Who here's ever heard of Black River cheese in Prince Edward County? Very good. So you know about the county. Who here's ever heard of Mariposa Dairy? Someone knows his cheese. Who here knows about Fifth Town Artisan Cheese in the county? Who here knows about El Dorado or Golden Cheese? Yeah, there's another one. And just trying to think, is there another?
Mapledale.
Mapledale.
Ivanhoe.
In Plainfield. And Ivanhoe cheese as well. No, you guys aren't in Eastern Ontario. I can't mention Thornlow cheese. But you're Northern Ontario. But you are a member of the Ontario Cheese Society, so I'll talk about you another time. So the Regional Economic Development Officers decided to work together to promote this. Now, there is a huge tradition of cheese making in Eastern Ontario. Now, when we're talking, okay, when we think of co-ops, who here can tell me how many co-ops did we have in the early 1900s? Now, co-ops is literally where it's the farmers who owned a share in the company that they bought the milk or sold the milk to, which they hired a cheesemaker that would make cheese, which then would sell it to markets, and also then would get shares on the profits. 68, oh, you're pretty low. Add maybe at least another 0 to that. There used to be a cheddar co-op almost every 8 to 10 miles in the early 1900s, because that was the distance that a farmer could transport his milk by horse and buggy, and also prior to the days of refrigeration. So there used to be, in Quebec and Ontario alone in the early 1900s, almost 2,000 co-ops. Now we have 5 left in Ontario, of which Black River is one of them in Prince Edward County. Other co-ops got bought out by companies such as, well, that's what happened to Ivanhoe, but then Ivanhoe got bought out by a co-op, by Gailey Butter, which is a co-op, as well as, I'm trying to think who else used to be in the, well, there used to be Plum Hollow down in the county as well, and so we make amazing cheddar here in the province. You know, definitely head down over to the Eastern Ontario Pavilion, go and discover the delicious Black River cheese. I buy their, well, actually I just called them up and they're sending me 7.5 kilos of their 4-year-old white cheddar for me to sell at the stores that I distribute to, and also to the public. Now, the great thing about Black River cheese is that they've got a great tradition. They've been making cheese now for, I think, over 100 years. And then they had a big fire back in, I think it was the 5 years ago? 5 years ago. And
No,
then they
sorry, 7 years ago.
7 years ago, and they completely rebuilt themselves and are now making again their delicious cheese and, oh, the thing I love, fresh curds. Salty and squeaky, and they also make garlic flavored curds too. So sometimes the lineup for garlic curds and cheddar curds is as long as they're lined up for their ice cream stand. Now, also in Prince Edward County is a new cheesemaker called Fifth Town Artisan Cheese that specializes in making cheese with local goat or sheep's milk. Last year they actually won as the grand champion in the goat category with their King Bessie. Meanwhile, in other sections of the 4 counties, as they're saying, El Dorado cheese in Golden. Now, that used to be a cheddar co-op, I believe. Then it got bought out by another company. Then another company started it up, but doing some very different cheese. They created, or found that there was a niche. There was a market that was not being serviced. They're making cheese that's certified kosher for the Jewish community in Canada. Because prior to that, a lot of the kosher cheese had to be brought up from the United States. So suddenly some smart businessmen said, hello, here's an opportunity. We should be making our own kosher certified cheese right here in Ontario. And that is what El Dorado Cheese is now doing. Now, I participated in a meeting. When was that meeting, Karen?
August.
In August. My gosh, is that already August? I drove all the way down to Belleville. No, yeah, to Belleville. It's been a long time since I've actually stopped in Belleville to participate in a meeting, in a roundtable discussion with some of the different cheese makers, with the regional economic development officers, and also with brand new cheese makers who want to establish themselves. Because there's a lot of challenges in establishing a dairy. First, you have to have access to the milk. Now, okay, for cow's milk cheese, how many liters of milk do you think it takes to make 1 kilo of cheese? Any guesses? It's a lot. It's 11 liters of milk to make 1 kilo of cheese. It's the same amount also for goat's milk. For sheep, it's only 5 liters of milk to make 1 kilo of cheese. Now, let's put this into context. 11 liters of milk from 1 cow, or to make cow's milk cheese. While Holstein cows, you know, the black and white ones, they make up to 40 liters of milk a day. So, hey, that's no problems from that kind of cow. From the Guernsey and Jersey and Swiss cows, they only make 20 liters of milk a day, but it's a higher butterfat content. For a goat, she only produces 1 liter of milk a day. So it takes 11 goats to make 1 kilo of cheese. And same thing for sheep. Sheep produces 1 liter of milk, but they have so much more butterfat in the milk that it only takes 5 liters. So 5 sheep to make 1 kilo of cheese. But there is not that much production or dairy sheep production here in the province as compared to goat or as compared to cow. So the whole great thing is that there's a huge interest. There's more cheese makers or more business people who want to start producing cheese. I remember receiving an email from someone who wanted to establish themselves in Manitoulin Island. Well, I said, wait a minute, no. Why don't you go and take a look at this program called Invest in Cheese, where these 4 counties are helping for new cheese companies to establish themselves already, where there's a lot of milk in the area, where there's also you're close to a major highway, the 401. Imagine if you're on Manitoulin Island, you've got to take the Chichimon ferry and bring your cheese there to Tobermory. How long of a drive is it from Tobermory all the way to Toronto? Oh Lord, that's a long drive. I've done it once or twice on my motorcycle. But, you know, being close to the 401, it's a lot easier to ship your cheese, your product into Toronto or Kingston or Ottawa or possibly even into Kingston and to Montreal.